Welcome to the Twin Valley Railroad. This video is brought to you with support from my patrons on Patreon. These videos would not be possible without them, and if you'd like to join the Patreon community, you can follow the link in the description below and join for as little as $1 a month. This is the Twin Valley Railroad, my in-scale layout that is 9 feet 2 inches by 6 foot 8 inches. It's an L-shaped layout built on two 80-inch by 30-inch hollow core doors. The layout has three main areas of interest. The first is the town of West Valley, which has two industries in it, along with a downtown scene. In the middle of the layout is a yard capable of holding around 20 cars, depending on size. It also has a small maintenance of way train and is the permanent home to two different locomotives and is capable of holding and servicing 3. The yard was cut out of a ridge line that goes through the layout, and on the other side of that is the beginning of the East Valley Industrial Area. The East Valley Industrial Area is home to several industries and is also where the runaround track for the entire layout is located, where you see the double track main line. There are several working signals on the layout. All these signals are powered by Arduinos with custom code. Let's start our layout tour in the town of West Valley. West Valley is a small town modeling the foothill towns of the Appalachian Mountains, specifically in western North Carolina and southwestern Virginia. It has a lot of hillsides and you can see some mountains off in the distance. It also has some cool details such as this cheerwine truck. It also has a garbage truck scene and a little FedEx truck driving through town. I love putting little details like this on my layout. West Valley is also home to two of the industries on my layout. The first is the Inland Cement Company, which is a Walthers kit, the Medusa Cement Company, and it has a few extra details added in, like this cement truck with a driver about to hop inside of it. The other industry is a lumber yard, but it's actually one that's a compressed industry that you don't see the majority of, and you only see the loading area of it. I built this project specifically for Trainmasters TV. The road out of town to the back of the layout also has a little bit of forced perspective involved and has a 100% 3D printed bridge that I made and designed myself. And you can also see that once we go to a slightly different angle, you can see that the forced perspective kind of goes away, but you still have some trains running through it. It's really just your standard bridge. We also have a couple of these Eve model kit houses right here as well that just add a little flavor to the layout. Dividing up the two main areas of East Valley and West Valley, we have this mountain right here in the middle, and it has a giant cut through in it, which is reminiscent of if you've ever seen the highways in the western North Carolina mountains or southwestern Virginia mountains, where a highway cuts through the mountains and they blasted through it. This cliff face is meant to represent that kind of work right there. It's also home to one of the signature scenes of the layout, which is where the track crosses over itself, and here it is right here with this little bridge right here and one of the working signals beneath it. Let's move on to the yard. This is a 5-track yard, and it has 3 tracks for car storage that can hold about 20 cars in total on those 3 tracks, depending on the car size. You have a small maintenance away train that is stored on one of the tracks, and then the 5th track is for locomotives. You have 2 locomotives that live here full time with enough space to put a 3rd locomotive if need be. NS7138 serves as the switcher for the yard, and whichever locomotive I have as the 2nd locomotive in the yard is the one that serves as the road switcher for the industries, taking different things out to the different spots for pickups and drop-offs. Now let's move on into the East Valley industrial area, where you have 3 industries. You have a scrap metal facility, which I have the base of, but I still have to do some work on to get some different details in place. You then have a chemical plant, which is a 100% 3D printed industry. Everything here I custom designed and printed out for this. And the last thing you have is a distribution warehouse, which just has a track that has boxcars and things like that come into it. And this is actually an Outland Models kit, so very inexpensive kit. I still have a lot of detailing left to do to this, but you can see I already have the little DHL truck right there, so looking forward to detailing that. I haven't done too much detailing in this area, but I have done a few things. As you can see, I have this truck leaving the scrap metal facility right here. Here's the track plan for the layout. As I said, it's 9 foot 2 inches by 6 foot 8 inches. It's 2 hollow core doors put together in an L shape. The entire layout is Kato Unitrack, and it took me about a year to complete this layout. Now, I have plenty of different videos on the construction process of this layout, and if you want to see some videos on the techniques that I use to do things like the trees and the roads and such, I'll have those all linked right here. Until next time, I'm Jimmy from the DIY and Digital. Stay safe, be kind, and happy railroading.